All right, so hopefully you can hear this if the volume is up. Test 1, 2, 3. Anyways, Jason, so this is just kind of a demo. I'm like almost done with all this. It's very close. So this is kind of incorporated with Get Business Credit and underlying with BoostFi scoring model. That's our own scoring model, BoostFi Business Credit Score. BoostFi Presence Index Score, the BoostFi Pulse Signal Rating, and the BoostFi Boostability Score. I may change the names around a little bit as far as don't want things confusing everybody. But anyways, this is the new dashboard. This will be for the students will be merging over, as well as the white label agency resellers. So everything's kind of automated. There is one more element that will be added here, and that's the course for those that aren't doing the mentorship. But this is what you're going to see when you log in, minus the admin mode. And you're going to see your PAYDEC score, your Experian Intel score, your Equifax business score, your Credit Safe score. However, you won't see these scores unless you upload your data from either NAV or Fair Figure, because that's where it's actually pulling from, or else I would have to charge a heck of a lot more to be able to show the scores. Okay, so it's basically utilizing Fair Figure and or NABS data, and you can put this in manually yourself as well, because that's what it's basing it on. This is just some extra kind of snapshot of what your business credit is looking at based on those 4 scores and the data, right? But that's not really the most important thing, because like I said, scores aren't everything. But anyways, as you can see here, it's using my Credit Josh AI technology database to analyze all 4 of your business credit reports. And then it's going to tell you what your best action is next on what you need to do if you haven't already, right? So it's going to show your profile completeness. Again, this is demo account. Everybody's just going to look slightly different depending on what stage you're at and everything. But I'm also going to have another model where if you don't like dark, you can click here and you can turn on the light mode if you want like a light mode. So you're going to see, the recent activity depending on, a message from me or whoever. You're going to see if you have things connected of your reporting, DNB, Experian, Equifax, Credit Safe, and then your upcoming tasks if they're important. Well, everything's important, but how important they actually are. I have everything flagged as high, medium, and low, and it's shown the progress of your mentorship as well. So then on the left-hand menu, you'll see the tasks to do, similar to the current one. And everything is categorized in here as well. So if you just say, let's go to Tiffany, for instance. So if you were to go to Tiffany business account, this opens up side. And I might expand this so it actually goes over to the full screen. I'm still deciding on that, but I think I will. But basically, you're going to read what's here, the instructions, and then you're going to fill out the application, make sure that those subtasks are done, and then you can add a note, Josh got approved, and then say you got an approval letter, you're going to want to upload your approval letter there, and then you hit mark complete, okay? So it's easy enough. Everything's not obviously full functional yet, but this is just kind of, I wanted to make sure that you're able to see what I've been actually coding and everything. So also like waiting on a client, there will be ones also where it's you can actually label it pending, like we're waiting to hear back from underwriting. All right. So everything is real organized. It might look like a lot confusing, but it's actually not. It's actually the finished product is going to be super simple, easy. And then I'll have videos here. I've already recorded some of them, but these are going to be required videos like your foundation. These are not going to be videos that are on YouTube. These are completely different videos that I've actually recorded. Okay. So I have a lot more than this. There's about 15, but they're not quite this long. Some of these are long, but they're not all that. So when you watch a video, okay, after you go to watch it, then it's going to ask you to make sure you watch the whole thing. It's going to ask you to complete some quizzes. So I'm wanting to test you to make sure you watched and listened to what I taught in those particular videos. Okay. So this is kind of blended with the actual course. All right. Um, so there'd be a lot more in that as well. And then here's the research, like the Business Credit Bureau research, the vendor trade line research, the no PG business credit card research. So this is breaking down things that you need to research if you're trying to build a business credit. These are kind of like I want to say mini courses or modules, like somewhere you would have in college. And I'm going to relabel some of the names like I have in the menu to make it more understandable on, like I say, a college level. Okay. To be easier to understand. These are just labels I have set in place. Okay. And then you click on Credit Josh, and this is live chat. Um, not necessarily live chat. This is what I've been talking about when it comes to there's actually two different Credit Josh. There's Credit Josh AI. So that's where it has all the database of my brain. Basically, I downloaded all the Get Business Credit videos that I've recorded over 270 hours, text to speech or speech to text transcribed, and put it all in one database. So you can sit there and ask a question like, hey, what does, or you could say, try to think, who does JC Penney's pull? Say that's what you're going to ask, what bureau or whatever they pull. And then you're going to hit enter. And when you do that, it's not going to come up a response right now because this is actually sending a message to me, Credit Josh, right? But the Credit Josh AI bot that I actually cloned, basically my brain, it's going to come back and give you a response similar to like ChatGPT or Gemini. However, it's customized with, like, say, my brain, right? So it's not going to give you some generic response. So that's what it'll actually say, Credit Josh AI here. And basically what you see here is supposed to be under live chat. So as you can see here, live support. And then a drop down would be here where you can actually select, say, Jason, Josh, customer support, or whoever or whatever, right? Okay. And then the links, these are just links that you should always have handy. So there's going to be a lot more in there, but that'd be all listed here as well. You can click and get right to them. Offers, these also you'll see those, and there's going to be a lot of them. And some of these offers are going to be like where you're going to be able to save thousands and thousands of dollars. Okay. Some may be affiliates, some may be referral links, and some of them are actually rewards offers that I'm offering, right? And then next, you can create a ticket. Here's a support ticket. If it's not something we can address that you want to actually get a further answer on, then you're just going to obviously, just like writing an email, explain the issue, so forth and so on. And then billing. Um, Depending on what payment plan you're on, if you're on a payment plan or what plan you're on, it's going to be all here, integrated in here. It's going to show your payment status, when you made a payment. You can download your PDF of the receipt, so forth and so on. And then here's the profile. This is what you want to make sure that you have your profile up to date, like your legal business name, EIN, your business address, so forth and so on, your business industry, all that. Okay. And save profile. I'm still working out the quirks and stuff and the polishing part, but the core engine's already done. Now I'm just having to I would say I got everything pretty much mapped out now. And I got other features too on the admin side that I can enable or disable, depending if it's somebody that's doing a course versus the one-on-one business credit mentorship, or if it's an agency owner. Like, you can change your logo, you can integrate, and for those that are going to be doing white label agency, each one of those are semi-customized, and you can see that in the back admin section. Okay. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share. It's coming together.